So it was always going to happen. The market's corrected and everyone seems to be freaking out. Sell your Bitcoin, we missed the top. All are going to get wrecked. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I am very much optimistic as to what the market's doing. Even Jim Cramer himself decided today he was going to tell everyone that buying Bitcoin and Ethereum was a good idea. So with Bitcoin starting to recover, altcoins, however, getting completely obliterated, let's break down some key things you need to be aware of, as well as some charts, and look forward to what is coming, in my opinion, over the course of the next 10 days that relates to your crypto holdings and a big move in the market. So hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. I've also got a bullish announcement from our new partner, BITUNIX, very soon. So stay tuned. Let's get into the video. So it was always going to happen. The crypto market overcooked, massive accumulations. It was always going to end with a slight cool down in the market. Now, many people have you believe the market's over. We're going to zero. I missed the top. Oh my God, sell everything. Simply not the case. And this is just a general bull market removal of, profits, liquidity, however you want to look at it, right? This always happens. But the reality now is, which way do we go? We seem to have on this side huge accumulation, lots of institutional buying. This side, short-term holders just keep dumping their bags. Like, what the hell? But we have some key things to be aware of and some things that I think shook the market a little bit. We obviously got a bullish announcement in terms of that Bitwise conversion. Lots of people now thinking altcoins are going to the moon. Here we go. Ondo breakout, AVAX going up, Solana absolutely going crazy. And then the SEC came down hard and said, no, we're going to wait and actually move this back. Now, I think this is a pretty smart move. A lot of people don't agree with me. I actually think it allows them in the future to fast track certain entities through, whether that be an Ethereum staking ETF, for example, or maybe it's even a advisory note to a Bitcoin ETF that we know, for example, Fidelity have filed to offer in-kind redemptions. Maybe it's these things that they want to fast track rather than just a conversion of a Bitwise altcoin fund to an ETF. Absolutely could play out exactly as we expect. Also, there has been lots of debate right now in terms of tariffs. We actually expect an EU and US tariff announcement, 15% reciprocal tariffs going through. And whenever we hear tariffs, markets, particularly risk markets, don't like it. But what we do know is this would massively support the tech industry, hence why we saw a massive rally in the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. Risk assets, not so much. But headwinds are slightly in front of us. We obviously have Jerome Powell being certainly visited tomorrow by certain White House officials to take a look at what's going on in the Federal Reserve. More pressure applied to Jerome Powell to cut rates, and the potential of Scott Bessent going in there and absolutely slashing rates could ignite the market. At the minute, I think a lot of people kind of look at this scenario and say, I don't think they're going to be able to get rid of him. Now, interestingly, we actually got Christopher Wallace, someone I've spoke here on the channel before, said that they expect an immediate 25 basis points rate cut, arguing that tariff-linked inflation looks temporary, but the labor market is under strain. They need to cut rates. And I think this is where we sort of get to. Next week, all of a sudden becomes a very interesting week, potential rate cuts. We also know Bo Hines today announcing the fact that the Digital Asset Working Group will have completed its 100-day report and it's going to be released publicly on July 30th. America is now leading the way for digital asset policy. So all of a sudden you start getting to this place where we have potential rate cuts as well as a new 180-day digital asset working report on the back of US and EU tariffs. All of a sudden creates just some real concern and volatility in the market. Now, for the wise investors, just like you guys, you look at it and say, this is a great opportunity. Take, for example, what we saw today, lots of altcoins dumping, Adira down 10%. If you've got XRP at 311, well done. That was a great buy opportunity, as well as 9% on Cardano and many others. Now, by the way, if you are looking to trade these markets, check out BITUNIX. We have a fantastic bespoke, only for you guys, if you're part of the 2Bit Crypto family, to get involved. Now, these are part of my live streams. Every day you can join my live stream, deposit and trade on BITUNIX and get a free update to your futures bonus. Deposit just $100 and trade just once, get $40 for free. Don't forget, these rewards are distributed daily and you get 50% off on your trading fees and losses. They're only eligible and the bonus is only available once. So get on over to BITUNIX, link in the description. Join my live stream. It's 4 p.m. Eastern every day. Simply don't miss it. It is definitely worth your time. And BITUNIX absolutely bringing us a unique offer specifically to you guys. I'm bullish on that. So the fact we got Bo Hines talking about this is obviously good news. What we also saw today, and this is worth noting, by the way, an accumulation of shorts. People thinking the market's going down. All those people are listening to the wrong people. They think the market's going to zero. We missed the bull market top, all of which I think is absolute nonsense. And I truly believe we are going much higher. And I'll show you why that in just a minute. But what we do see here is an accumulation of shorts that we saw once before, and that moved us from 108,000 to 120. These are waiting to be liquidated by the bulls, and I absolutely think we're going to see this over the course of the next couple of days, skyrocketing us back to that 120, maybe even a little bit higher. So worthwhile noting, and I think we're going to see a pretty big breakout. Note, open interest is now started to push to the upside, and we start to see a little bit more optimism when it comes to ETFs. We actually saw a pretty slow day. BlackRock, in my opinion, knows what's going on. ProShares, Bitwise, they're all sort of sat there saying, hey, let's see what happens in this market. We're definitely a little bit overcooked. I think they are accumulating more capital, getting ready to go in. Mara Holdings, for example, buying $300 million worth of Bitcoin, and other companies issuing huge amounts of money to be buying these markets. So these all playing up very favorably into what I think is going to be a pretty epic run into July 30th, and worth noting as these markets really start to come alive. So if you are simply not bullish enough, or you think you missed the top, don't worry about it. Hit that subscribe button. We break down these markets every single day so that you guys are dialed in. Simply look at the market structure on Bitcoin. It looks absolutely perfect. And if you really wanted to, and a big shout out to Al Ashbrook, he knows exactly who he is. Look at what goes on in this market. We have got something of the craziest setup in the world. This big cup and handle pattern that is now just starting to break out. And in my opinion, we could be about to see something even bigger. If you take the bottom of the cup and handle and go to the top of the cup and handle, then you are seeing a strong move indeed. Let's take that in terms of what that could look like to where we are right now, giving us a potential market top of $512,000. I mean, if you believe that on a 2-week cycle, then you will believe anything. But certainly what we can argue from this point is the market looks bullish. Yes, we've had a correction, but it's only temporary. And I think there is more to come. As always, though, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you think we're going to $500,000 this cycle, let me know in the comments. Smash up that like button. And I'll catch you guys next time. See you soon. Bye-bye.